The Secret Diary of Cameron Baum. Thursday. Once Mia is asleep, along with Snowy, who habitually curls up at the foot of her bed, we can begin our preparations in earnest. In order to begin planning his rescue, we must first ascertain where Daniel is being held. To this end, Sarah Connor picks up the phone and poses as Daniel's mother, her voice a curious mix of distress and steely determination to learn where her son is. It is an impressive imposture that soon yields results. He's being processed in the precinct jail before being transferred to the county lockup tomorrow at noon. Do we go now or wait? I think we should wait, John says. The precinct will be crawling with cops and they won't have to look far for reinforcements. We could end up getting boxed in, and we might harm somebody if we have to fight our way out. She might harm somebody, you mean? She being me. John displays a map of the city on his laptop. Here's the precinct where he's in custody, and here's the county lockup 40-odd miles away. My guess is they'll transport him and any other prisoners in an armored vehicle, probably with at least one police cruiser escort. Figure 4 cops minimum, all armed. Best place to hit them is the freeway. You're assuming they'll take the freeway, Sarah Connor, pessimistic as always. No reason to think otherwise. The street route would treble the journey time and passes through some pretty rough neighborhoods. Why not hit them there? And start a gang war, not smart. Once this is settled, John leaves the house and returns 2 hours later with a trailer hitched to the back of the Suburban. On it are 2 dirt bikes. Beauties, aren't they? He says, running his hands over the smooth curve of the gas tanks. He always does enjoy fondling bulbous objects. Stolen. No choice. No dealerships open at midnight, not even in LA. Then it is my turn to go out with Sarah Connor accompanying me. We drive to the long-stay car park at Lax, where we steal a Ford Explorer, a large, soiled vehicle perfect for what we have planned. Next, we assemble the weapons we will take with us. 3 Uzi submachine guns and 3 hand pistols for backup. Remember, we don't shoot the policemen, Sarah Connor instructs me. They're just doing their job, covering fire only. And if they shoot back? Suck it up, we'll be wearing combat vests, and your ass is bulletproof. Not just my ass, I point out. In the morning, Mia is driven to school, the same as any other day. She is her normal, cheerful, bubbly self and suspects nothing. Time to tool up. John and his mother don boots, dark jeans and sweaters with combat vests beneath. Crash helmets will help disguise their identities. I select cowboy boots, jeans, and a sexy little halter top I have been saving for a special occasion. What is more special than a jailbreak? Happy times. Over this, I put on my favorite leather jacket. John helps me pin up my hair and cover it with a black beanie. To complete the look, I choose mirrored sunglasses. Very mannish. John grins when I am done. Mannish? Oh dear, not the look I was going for at all. Then we wait. John and his mother drink coffee and pace the room, their bodies taut with nervous energy. I sit on the sofa and watch reruns of Kim Possible. How did she get such a slim waist? I wonder afresh. Laxatives and purging. It's the only explanation. I'm your basic average girl. And I'm here to save the world. You can't stop me 'cause I'm Cameron Baum. Yes, I like my altered lyrics better. I deserve my own TV show. I will call it The Girl Who Isn't a Real Girl But is instead a highly efficient killing machine show. Catchy. We leave the house together. Snowy watches us go with a quizzical expression on his face. We haven't divulged our mission to him, as if he's a blabbermouth and will only tattletale to Mia. The motorcycles are kick-started in a haze of blue smoke. John leaves first since he is heading over to the town jail to coordinate when Daniel leaves. Sarah Connor departs next, and I follow in the Explorer, which reeks of cigarette smoke. Honestly, if people want to kill themselves, they should call me. I am much less painful than a lingering cancerous demise. Sarah Connor and I take up station close to the freeway on-ramp. The day is fine and dry. The traffic is light and fast-moving. Everything is in place. If I had a pulse, it would be quickening right now. The thrill of the chase. How I've missed it. At noon, my cell phone rings. I have it on loudspeaker and John's voice suddenly fills the cabin. They're rolling, right on schedule. One cruiser escort the way we figured. At 12.13, the cruiser passes us, closely followed by the boxy armored vehicle. We follow them onto the freeway. I catch sight of John's dirt bike in my rearview mirror. I accelerate until I am level with the armored vehicle. Its side windows are opaque, so I can't verify if Daniel is aboard. We have to assume he is. The guard in the passenger seat glances across at me as I edge closer and closer. The first hints of alarm appear on his face just as I wrench the steering wheel violently right, causing an immediate collision. Crunch. The impact slews the armored vehicle into the guardrail. Without warning, the Explorer's airbag explodes in my face, coating me in fine white powder. Oh no, now I look like a Pierrot. Both vehicles come to a juddering halt. I climb out and walk round to the front of the armored car. I level the Uzi and empty the magazine into the radiator grill. Steam rises from the numerous bullet holes. This is one bad boy going nowhere fast. Police, drop the weapon and put your hands in the air. The officers from the escort. I turn and drop the now useless Uzi. One of the cops smiles, believing he is in charge of the situation. Dream on. The dirt bikes circle round. John fires an Uzi burst over their heads. Uzi's trump pistols, gentlemen, he yells. Drop them and lie face down on the ground. The officers grudgingly do as they're told. The two guards in the armored vehicle stare out at us. One of them is on the radio calling urgently for backup. It will be a while getting here. Meantime, I walk to the rear of their vehicle and wrench open the heavy metal doors. Inside are 6 men in bright orange jumpsuits, seated 3 per side with wrist manacles threaded through a central steel rod. 4 men are black and 1 Hispanic. The sole white face belongs to Daniel. I snap the steel retaining rod and hold out my hand. Come with me if you want to live. That line never gets old. Daniel climbs out, and we cross to the waiting dirt bikes. Miss. One of the prisoners addresses me. I turn my head. Well, what do you want us to do? I ponder the question. A phrase John uses when Snowy is being a nuisance springs to mind. I decide to utilize it. Skedaddle, furball. Possibly the furball is redundant considering all of the prisoners are shaven-headed. However, they seem to get the gist and scatter across the 4 lanes of the freeway, narrowly missing being run down. Daniel climbs on the back of Sarah Connor's dirt bike. I do the same with John's. We accelerate away, slaloming between traffic. The plan has worked out perfectly. It doesn't last. Perfection rarely does. 3 miles on, we encounter a roadblock. 3 police cruisers lined up lengthwise. 6 officers with guns track our progress. Something's got to give. Them. I take the Uzi slung across John's shoulders and fire several short bursts, deliberately aiming to miss. They don't know this, of course, and seek cover behind their vehicle's flanks. We squeeze by without slowing. Yelling. Gunfire. I register the impact of several rounds as they hit my back. Another jacket ruined. Bummer. Still, better me than John or the dirt bike. Ahead, Sarah Connor darts down the next exit ramp. We follow. Off the freeway, we thread our way through narrow back streets until our progress is impeded by a tall chain-link fence. She stops and gestures at me and then the fence. I get the gist. I hop off and rend a gap big enough for us to proceed. She gives me a thumbs up. Praise indeed. The gap in the fence leads to a vast concrete canyon. A shallow ribbon of water flows down the center. This is the pathetic remnant of the Lowe's Angels River, tamed and plundered by human design generations ago. Except during rainstorms when this place will be transformed, and a torrent of water in full spate will fill these artificial canyons as it flows powerfully to the sea. But not today. Good, I didn't bring my swimsuit. The smooth concrete surface permits the dirt bikes to attain maximum speed. Windroar makes speech impossible. We pass under many bridges and overpasses, their linear shadows glimpsed then gone in an instant. Miles pass, deeper and deeper into the heart of the city. Finally, Sarah Connor slows and angles up the steep sides to stop before another chain-link fence. Again, I do the necessary, and we emerge in a commercial district of the city with warehouses and truck depots on either side of the street. We proceed at a slower pace until an underground parking garage is spotted, heading down its access ramp before stopping on the second level. Engines off. Helmets removed. "Everyone okay?" John asks. His hair is damp and slicked to his skull. We all reply in the affirmative. Sarah Connor crosses to a blue Ford sedan and uses her elbow to break a side window. After a brief search, she discovers a spare set of keys hidden under the passenger seat. How careless humans are with their possessions. Daniel and I climb in back. John sits beside his mother, who starts the engine. "You idiot. What were you thinking shooting your mouth off in a bar?" "Look, I'm sorry. I'd been drinking. I don't even remember half of it." "Have you any idea what the consequences could have been?" "I'm really sorry, okay." The Ford edges out into the street. A police helicopter flies overhead, heading east. They will be seeking 2 dirt bikes, not a nondescript blue sedan. "Where are we going?" Daniel asks. "Home," is John's terse reply. "Where do you think we're going, Acapulco?" I say, "I hear Acapulco is nice this time of year." "I need to go to Burbank." "You can't go back to your apartment. It'll be crawling with cops." "Not my apartment. The police told me Lulu's in a pound there. I need to go get her." "Forget it. We're not picking up your dog." Daniel bursts into tears. "She's all I have left, man." We stop outside the dog pound. Sarah Connor says, "She's a white terrier, right?" "Yeah, careful, she bites if she's nervous." "Wonderful." I think this is sarcasm. She returns 5 minutes later with Lulu in her arms. "Lulu, oh baby, I've missed you so much." More tears. John says, "Jesus, grow a pair." Does he mean boobs? It seems strange and completely inappropriate advice. We arrive home late afternoon. Sarah Connor hurries inside to change before heading out again to pick up Mia from school. The stolen Ford sedan is stashed in the garage for later disposal. John slumps down on the sofa. "What a day. What a freaking day." "I'm sorry, man." "Yeah, so you said." It all got on top of me. Nuclear war. Having to invent something that saves lives and not having a clue where to start. Falling in love with a girl who's not a real girl and couldn't care less about me. His chin trembles and he looks away. "You're not gonna start blubbing again, are you?" "Sorry, it's just, I don't know how you can live with it, General. So many lives depending on you, on me." "I've had more time to get used to it, that's all. I was a wreck too, few years ago. Go up to my room and borrow jeans and a tee. Mia can't see you in that prison uniform." "Won't she see me on the news? Like you said, I'm a fugitive." "Mia doesn't watch the news shows. Too boring. She watches cartoons and Gossip Girl. So unless you suddenly start dating Blair, I think you'll be okay." "I wish. Thanks, man, for everything, I mean." When we're alone, John says, "So he's in love with you?" "Yes." "How long have you known?" "Since the first desert trip." "Why didn't you tell me?" "It didn't seem important." "Have you learnt nothing? Human emotions are always important. I thought he was just sniffing around to wind me up." A sigh. "I should have handled this better. I know better than anyone what a shock all this is. I behaved like a jerk." "You're not a jerk." "Didn't say I was. I behaved like one, though." I take my beanie off and shake my hair loose. John pats the sofa and I sit next to him. We kiss. "Good work today." "Ditto." "Went well. No one died." "Bummer." "Huh. Kidding." "Your sense of humor's improving," John grins. "But your timing could be better." "I'll work on it, I promise." Daniel returns dressed in faded jeans and a Ramon's tee. Rocket to Russia, no less, he's barefoot. Your shoes didn't fit, he explains. He sits in an armchair opposite us. So what happens now? You're a wanted man, a fugitive from the law. Welcome to the club. I can't go back to my old life, can I? Not unless you want to spend 50 years behind bars. They said the gun you gave me was used in a murder. It was a hot gun. Our bad, not your fault. So, do I hide out here the rest of my life? God, I hope not, will alter your appearance, dye your hair, grow a beard, get you a fake ID and you can start over, just not here in LA. Where? Pick a city, any city. Why a city? More people the better, easier to hide in crowds. Trust me, I've been doing this all my life. You do all this for me. Only if you promise never to blub in front of me again. Deal. A smile, the first of the day. Deal. Our antics are the lead story on all the network news broadcasts. Of the 6 prisoners I freed, 4 were recaptured almost immediately. 1 was shot and wounded resisting arrest. The 5th is still on the run. As is Daniel, of course. Although our identities remain unknown, we are described as dangerous, hardened criminals, possibly psychotic. That's me, all right. Mad, bad, and dangerous to know. CNN has an exclusive eyewitness video, apparently filmed by a passenger of one of the vehicles on the freeway. Its grainy footage shows John and his mother astride their dirt bikes, identities disguised by their crash helmets. Then I appear, hair tucked beneath the beanie. There are traces of white dust from the airbag explosion on my face. I look less like a Pierrot than a very clumsy cokehead. I watch myself break open the doors of the armored vehicle. There is an audible gasp on the video soundtrack as the prisoners are released, presumably that of the person doing the filming. Holy beep Murray. They're escaping. Step on beep gas. Those might try and hijack the beep car. Either the network is censoring her comments, or she has very strange way of speaking. Interviews are screened with people from Daniel's life. A familiar figure appears, rotund and balding. Jeff the landlord is being questioned. Hope he doesn't mention Sarah being my mom, Daniel says as we watch. He doesn't. Daniel is described as a model tenant who never caused any trouble. A nice, respectable boy. Thanks, Jeff. Oh, you man. A young woman is interviewed next. She has long blonde hair and a large bust. Wendy. You know her. She was my girlfriend in high school. Haven't seen her in years. Nice rack, I concede grudgingly. Even Terminators suffer from boob envy. Friday. I am naked apart from my cowboy boots and lying face down on the bed. John is examining my bare butt. I count 5 entry wounds in your back, none in your butt. At least 3 would have been fatal if you had internal organs. Then it's good I don't. He uses tweezers to remove the impacted pieces of lead. No halter tops until these heal. We don't want you looking like a colander with Mia around. I sit up. My wounds will take mere days to heal, and my pseudo-flesh will be unblemished by scars. I have a surprise for you, John says. We're going to have sex. A new leather jacket to replace the one that got shot up. It's the same label and design. I slide my arms in the sleeves. It does indeed look and feel exactly like my old one. Thank you. You're welcome. Now, did someone mention sex? I did. Lie on the bed. Keep the boots and the jacket on. Kinky. I love it.